babysitter.
Real easy.
You know,
Easy.
you could get a good
But
job,
don't
and
hit,
I really
okay?
didn't want to go. But, oh, Daddy thought that was great. I was going to work in Washington, blah, blah. And I did. I got a job. Wasn't even thinking of hair, because I had my license.
And you were married at the time now?
No.
You were not married, okay.
And I got a job with the FBI. And my father was just out of his mind. He thought
Because he was the sheriff, right?
This is a true story. He thought that, now that's what he always, he really thought that was hot stuff.
FBI!
And I worked 2 weeks. Now you ready for this?
Trash cans.
They put me on the
Doing what?
telephone, and honey, I disconnected everybody in Washington. Hated it. I said, I can't do this. He said, well, he said, well, I have got this job I really want you to do. But I'll tell you about it later. In the meantime, I want you to learn how to do this telephone. I never did get that. And I told him, I said, I don't like this.
Be an operator?
I didn't like that switchboard. It was a switchboard.
It was like one on the
So then he took me into court, and he said, now, you just sit and listen. And these people were saying, oh, you know, it was court. And oh, I felt sorry for all of them, all the
Of
criminals.
course.
And I said, well, I can't do that. And he said, yes.
What do you want you to do, stenographer?
He wanted me to be a plain clothes and go and
do what?
FBI agent.
be an FBI. And I said, you
Lady.
An undercover agent.
An undercover, honest to God. And when I found that out, I said, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I will not do this. He really, they wanted to pay me. They told me how much they'd pay me. They give me more. And I said,
No.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
I really
dirty.
cannot do that because I just felt sorry for all of them. So Harold was so disgusted with me. He could not believe I
Who was
turned
Harold?
that down. My first cousin.
The reason she went up there.
Because Uncle Bill, my father's his uncle, he was so excited about me getting it. I said, well, I'm sorry, I just cannot be an FBI agent. So, honey, I told the man, I said, I'm leaving. Oh, I feel stupid. I said, I don't bother to send my pay. And he said, well, you worked. I said, I don't even want it. I didn't feel I'd earned anything. He said, well, give me your address at least. I gave him Mabel and Harold's address. And then I went to the beauty salon there in Alexandria, and I got a good job.
Hell, a good job. FBI agent's a good job.
Well, I hated, I couldn't do that. And I stayed with Harold and Mabel until I found somebody I could trust. And her name was Al something. She had a twin. A man, there was a girl, and she adored me. She was my boss. Mr. Jules had 2 beauty salons. She ran one and he ran the other. And then he would just come back and forth. But what I didn't know, she was a damn prostitute, and I lived with her. I swear to God, I lived with her. And when Mabel met her, she said, I don't like her. She said she all but just, flirted, outright flirted with Harold, and I don't trust her. And he said, Mabel, he just chewed her out. Honey, I moved in with her. God in heaven knows I was as innocent as that child right there. And all these boys from Bellevue would come
Belvoir.
Belvoir. And she really protected me. And I don't think a day went by she would tell me how, don't you ever change and don't you do this.
What do you think? She just had a lot of friends?
Oh yeah, she did. And had and she said.
A lot of clientele.
The hell of a way to make friends.
That's how ignorant I was, baby. Our rent would be due. We paid, back then, gosh, it was $80 a month, and that was a lot. 40 for me and 40 for her. She wouldn't have any, and by God, next day she'd have it. And you know, that didn't even occur to me. I went home for Christmas. When I came back, Mr. Jules says, you will not move in there. Oh. I said, what are you talking about? He said, you go back to Harold's, or you stay with us. You're not. And I said, well, I started crying. I said, you have no right to talk to her about her like that. She's been like a mother to me.
So they told you the whole thing?
He said, well, when I left, I don't know what he caught her at. And honey, I had to leave. I felt so bad, and I told Harold, he said, will you come back here? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm going back home. I am not going to live here in Alexandria.
And then you went home?
And I went back home. After 2 weeks, I called Daddy.
You only worked in Alexandria, Virginia for 2 weeks?
No. After I went home for Christmas. When I came back, I was there about a year. And I called Daddy and I said, Daddy, would you mind if I come home? And he said, now that is a silly question. And I said, well, can't talk about it now, but I want to come home. And he said, well, you can tell me all about it later. And I told him, and that's a true story. I've never had, and these guys would say, well, what is a girl like you living with a woman like that? And I said, she's so good to me. And she was like my mother.
They don't care. She's good to everybody.
She'd say, she does not drink. You leave her alone. And I was so, God, those guys could have.
Okay, night-night.
Isn't that awful, Tammy? I'm sorry you have such a stupid mother.
Good
Night,
night,
Papa.
Choco. That button, Carrie.